G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Otherwise, we're going to jump in and get things started. So we've got Ultra League, and we're going to jump into Ultra League Premier Classic. And the team that we're going to be running today is Dragonite with Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, and Superpower. Obstagoon with Counter, Night Slash, and Cross Chop, and then finally Empoleon with Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, and Drill Peck. So it should be interesting to see that superpower move playing a part, but let's see what we get. So in terms of what we do and don't want, obviously we do not want anything that is Ice type on the lead. If we get Ice type, then we're in a little bit of trouble. And that's why we've got Obstagoon that can deal with that in the back. But what I'll do is swap in Empoleon, and then hopefully they'll swap out, and potentially I can win switch advantage, but we'll see what happens. Some of the things that we would like to see in the lead. Swampert is a good lead for us. Obstagoon's all right lead, and we'll see how we go. So I don't like things that really have to play the bait game with. So Obstagoon would be baiting with Superpower, but we'll see how we go. So we don't want, we don't want Ice on the lead, but we do get it. So let's just go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. Do expect to get the shield, so did get the shield, so that's fine. The question is, can I get to a... Oh, I can get there. So will they double... They have to double shield this now, surely. Have to double shield. Yeah. Because they don't want to lose switch and be down a shield. So now I'm going to go into my Dragonite and look to farm down. I'm not going to shield anything, and we'll see how they go. So not going to shield. This should be running, it might be running Acid Spray, you know, but probably be running, yeah. So Mega Horn comes through, does do quite a bit of damage, but that's fine. And again, if it is the Mega Horn, I'm fine with that. Yeah, so it is a Mega Horn. So let's just swap that out and see what they want to come in with now. So got a little bit of energy, so that Mega Horn was pretty brutal. And we've got Charizard. So going to have to, this is going to be a tough one. So what I'm going to have to do is probably shield this up. They're probably going to, can I get a boost here? No, boost would be really handy. I am going to shield this up. It is going to be a Dragon Claw. Yeah, it just is. Oh wow, it's a Blast Burn. Okay. I was really not expecting a Blast Burn to come through. That's interesting. So in that situation, I would 100% be throwing a one. So I just want to get rid of this thing. If I can get rid of it, then happy days, and I can save a shield. So Lapras is going to be, well, the Shadow variant should be more interesting. And they're just going to call it at that. Okay. I'm not sure whether that was the right call or not. I guess it didn't have much energy. I had a shield, and I would have been able to get to two moves, but yeah, so I'm not sure if it was Shadow, so maybe two cross chops on a Shadow Lapras KOs, but I don't think that was necessarily over. Would have probably been, yeah, so no shielding those two Mega Horns was worth it to keep the shields for the Obstagoon. So we've got, yeah, Shadow. And so in this one, I'm actually going to come in with my Obstagoon straight away because that's what I want to do. And I'm just going to go straight cross chop here. So they shouldn't shield up the first one. They pretty much never do. So I'll throw the cross chop, and then I think next time I will be throwing the Night Slash, because possibly they'll shield up the Night Slash, and by the time I get, oh wow, did not expect an Earthquake to come through. So one, And that's what happens when you get too greedy. So unfortunately, we see MP Tide as well, so the Icicle Spear comes through, and I'm going to absolutely no charge this. If I can get the boost, I'm in with a shot. If I don't get the boost, then I'm pretty much, yeah, not in a good place, but that's fine. They're going to come in with their Shadow. Uh, Swamp it here, and I'm just going to have to start throwing these moves and hope for the best. So obviously not going to shield up when this comes through. If I had have got the boost there, that would have been nice, but not to be. So not going to shield this up. Let this go. Hydro Cannon coming through, and going to swap into my Dragonite, obviously, and expect them to swap out. So we'll see what they have in the back. So they're going to potentially try and catch a move here. No, not trying to catch a move, just going to go straight for the Hydro. Okay, I'll let that go. Hydro Cannon coming through. It will do a bit of damage because it is the Shadow. And let's go with a Dragon Claw. So the question here is, oh, what do I do now? What on earth do I do now? So are they just going to farm me all the way down with this thing? This is really bad. So they've double shielded this, and I think I just have to swap in now. And we'll see what they want to do. I'm going to let the first one go. The Seed Bomb's going to do a huge... Both of them are going to do damage. I would say here, because it's going to be neutral, that the better move is probably... the... the Shadow Ball. So I think what I'm going to do here is, well, farm down, apparently, and take the win. So I was going to say I'll save the shield for the Dragonite, and we'll see how we go. But was able to get the win, so happy days, taking game number 2. So the Trevenant swap-in was really not ideal. At least I had a little bit of an energy lead there. Was able to grab some shields from it, and then, yeah. Thankfully, it used its shield, because if it had have saved a shield for the Empoleon, I would have been in, yeah, a little bit of trouble. So we'll see what we get for this next one. Again, we just want to avoid those ice types on the lead, and don't get so greedy with the over farming. So Nidoqueen is not a great one. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to have to stay in. So obviously they are going to debuff me, which is fine. So I'm not going to shield up the first one, and we'll see what they want to do. So let the first one go. Got the defense debuff. Let's overfarm a little bit here. And I think I'm going to shield up the second one. They should get there first. They do. And you know what? I'm actually not going to shield this up either. I'll let the Poison Fang through, and then I'll come in with Empoleon and see if I can farm down. They shouldn't be able to get to an Earthquake before I can, or an Earth Power, sorry, before I can... Oh, and it's the Shadow Venusaur. That's not ideal. We'll swap out and we'll see what they have in the back. So they're going to shield that one up, which is fine. And then I'm going to, let's see if they want to swap this out. They do not, so that's fine. And it is a Crobat coming through. So they have charged up a lot of energy there. So Crobat coming through, which is fine. And it's a Shadow Crobat, and there we go. So I got the boost, which is absolutely perfect, which now does mean that I probably need to shield up. With that being said, they will probably throw a Fang at me. So I'm going to actually no shield this first one. And because they're going to throw a Poison Fang, let's be honest, we know this. So Poison Fang comes through. And so let's farm up. If they get to another one, I'm in trouble. If they don't, then I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's see if I can get this Night Slash off. Obviously, I'm going to shield this one up as well. Because I've got to my Night Slash. They should have a second Frenzy plant there, but I'm hoping that's a CMP, because if they throw their second Frenzy, then I'm in an okay spot. They will have to... Oh, they're not going to shield this up. Okay. Do they get greedy? Yes, they get greedy. So now they shield up. So question here is, now I have to swap this out. I think I know shield this first one and see how much damage it does. Being a shadow, it's going to do a lot of damage. Not quite enough to KO. The question is, do I farm it down before it farms me down? And the answer is yes, because I swapped out. And the reason I wanted to swap out there is because I'd been debuffed by Poison Fang. The Venusaur's fast moves were doing more damage. So by swapping out, I clear that debuff, and then as you saw, the Venusaur didn't do as much damage with its Mind Whips as it would have had I remained in and just let it farm me down. So that is actually what won me that game, because as you saw, I did not have, although in fairness, I was also buffed, so my counters were doing more damage. So I guess it probably works out pretty even in the end, but either way, I managed to get there, so happy days. So what have we got here? Lucky Ducky. So what have we got in the lead? So we've got a Scavalier on the lead. So this is fine for us. So they're going to swap into the Gyarados, which I don't really have a good answer. So the only reason that this is a good answer is because the steel typing, they're going to crunch me, which they do. And let's hope I don't get they got the debuff. Are you serious? So that's not ideal. So the reason you don't shield up the first one is because of that debuff. Obviously, the second one is now going to do more damage, but that's really unfortunate. So they're going to be throwing an Aqua Tail here, which I do have to shield, which is really unfortunate because I want to maintain alignment. Let's see if they want to do the same. Will they expend a shield? I suspect they might, because I think they'll get to another Aqua Tail. Oh, they don't. Okay. I was just thinking that they'll probably get to another. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So they've got a lot of energy now on the and let's just jump into the Obstagoon, because obviously I don't want the Obstagoon matched up with the Escav, just because that counter damage is going to be absolutely massive. So if I can avoid that, and I don't want to throw my Night Slash yet, because I want them to swap out, and if I get boosted and then they swap out, I have to swap out and clear my buff anyway, so not quite as good. So they're not throwing yet, and let's just swap straight out here. And I'm going to farm up a little bit of extra here, but I don't want to debuff myself, so I'm going to just throw the Dragon Claws, and we'll see if we get shields. So we're not getting shields, which is fine. I suspect here, well, let's see if they throw the Mega Horn. As you saw in the previous one, Mega Horn, yeah, does quite a lot of damage, which you can see that it really does, and I don't know that there's too much I can do here. I think this possibly will be game over, because they will potentially get to another Mega Horn before. Ooh, they're not quite able to get there, so that works out all right for me. Can I get there? No, I can't. So this is game over. We all know, because they're 100% getting to another charge move before I can, so I'm not 100% sure. Let's just let this one go. We know it's game over. Yeah, there's nothing really I can do there. I didn't have an answer for the Escav. Well, the Gyarados swap in an Escav afterwards. So, oh, still got one more to go. Let's jump in. SCAV is supposed to be a reasonable game for me. The issue is, um, yeah, I couldn't debuff myself. Well, I guess I could have and probably should have, really, but I was switch locked in, so it was a really hard call there. But they played it well, and we move on. So we've got another SCAV, and we'll see what they swap in with. It also didn't help that Gyarados got the debuff straight away. We'll see. So they're not swapping out, so that's fine. So I'll no shield this again. If it is the Mega Horn, then it's going to be bad. So everybody's running the Mega Horn, so that's really bad. It took me too long to swap there. I took way too much damage. Way too much damage. Way too much damage. Should have just instantly swapped into the Obstagoon there, but what are you going to do? So let's see what happens now. So expecting the Earthquake to come through. There's no reason it shouldn't be an Earthquake. Oh, it is. It's an Icicle Spear. Okay. Just thinking, why would you not throw an Earthquake? But that's fine. They'll get to another Icicle Spear before I'm able to get to another move, but that's fine as well. Icicle Spear is not going to do too much damage, so I'm not going to want to overfarm too much here because I don't want to get greedy. Need to... Would have been much nicer had I not... Let's see if I boost. Didn't boost. That's unfortunate. So we'll see what now wants to happen. So actually going to come in with the superpower here. Obviously they want to swap that out and I go down, but that's unfortunate. I'm going to need to use my shields here because it's going to be a drill run now. They're going to be running drill run Mega Horn. Unfortunately, they're not running acid spray, and then in comes the Gallade. So they've got two. Okay. Let's see what they want to do. So there's three. There's four. So they have got four. That's really unfortunate. Let's hope that they close combat me. They don't, they Leaf Blade, but that's fine. So they've got two more before they get to another Leaf Blade. I do not want them to get to that Leaf Blade, and the question is, do they have a drill run on their SCAV? And I think that they do. They have a lot of energy on that thing. So I think they'll get to a drill run before I can charge them. They won't. They won't get to the drill run. Okay, I thought they had more energy than that. So yeah, happy days. Able to take the win. Was not expecting that. Did think they had more energy than that. I guess they did throw the Mega Horn. So yeah, but able to go 4-1 in that set. So not a bad team there of Dragonite, Obstagoon, and Empoleon. And there's a couple that were and an Espeon as the reward, so that's always good. Let's give it a berry. Might as well get more Eevee candy. Clearly, as you're going to see in a minute, I definitely need more Eevee candy. Let's see how much I've actually got, but let's see. Gotta love the XL candy. Happy days. So I've got almost 18,000 Eevee candy, so I'm not sure I need to worry about it, but it can't go wrong. So let's, yeah, that's it. So team of Dragonite, Obstagoon, and Empoleon did well. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.